I'm saying, bitch. Let's talk about it. We got some shit to talk about. I've been doing some research, bitch. Let's get to it. Let's talk about the shit, you son of a bitch. Oh, I was just, I'm leaving. Hey, everyone. How's everybody doing? Thank you for coming here and spending your time with baby Gail. You know it means a lot to me. I really appreciate you. And hey, if you're new here, baby girl basically says the shit that everyone's thinking because I don't have a filter and nothing in my brain says, hey, shut the fuck up. And I like to be funny. We like to have a good time here. This is a whole vibe. You know what I'm saying? We don't have time for no bullshit over here. We got this going on. This is a whole vibe over here. Welcome back to my channel. Okay? I'm very glad you're here. Because this is a special video, you guys. This is just something I was sitting there thinking about, and I thought it probably would make a good video. You know what I'm saying? And, sometimes I get on here and I'm completely embarrassed myself saying the shit that needs to be said. But somebody's got to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I've been wondering something lately. Since this bitch got out of prison, honestly, I've always been curious about Gypsy Rose's birth chart. And I'll tell you why. Because I want to know if it was in the birth chart from the very beginning, which maybe we should start doing birth charts when people are born so we know what the fuck they're going to be like. And then we could be like, whoa, we better be careful with this one. Because this bitch, it was in the charts before she did her crime that something was going to go down. I wanted to look into her birth chart, possibly some numerology. Because I'm telling you what, we need to figure this bitch out because we can't let it go any farther. I'm sorry. We just can't. We can't afford to allow her to keep on doing this shit to us. All the fucking manipulation, everything, the lying. So I thought the birth chart would be real interesting to dive into. Boy. So I want to react to a couple videos here that we're going to play. I want to, first of all, kind of explain what a birth chart is. And a birth chart goes by the time you're born and the day you're born, like your birthday. There are three main components. So there's the houses, the signs, and the planets. Now, I don't know like everything about birth charts. I'm just getting into it myself. The houses represent how the sky was the day you were born, at that time you were born. And then the signs are like how the different signs align for your birthday and time. And then also how the planets align for your birthday and time.
The blueprint of a birth chart. Date, time, and place of birth. First things first, we need to know when and where you were born. Your sun sign and your rising sun. Your sun sign shows your core personality. The rising sun, or your ascendant, tells us how others might see you. Your moon sign, where the moon was when you were born, affects your emotions. Each planet holds a specific meaning. For example, the sun reaches your core identity, your ego, and how you show yourself to the world, and your moon, again, represents your emotional, native inner world and how you feel safe and secure. Signs represent the personality or characteristic that influences how a planet expresses its energy. The houses reflect a certain life domain such as relationships, career, health, and family. Analyze the placement of each planet in its respective sign and how the angles between planets enlighten us to understand how the planets interact and influence one another. Please keep in mind that each sign has both pros and cons, and every chart is different.
So signs, were the signs aligned when you were born? They give like the characteristics of your life. And then planets represent our experiences of life. And the foundations of our personality come from the sun, the moon, the ascendants, and the chart ruler. You have the sun and the moon, which creates your fundamental personality. Where the moon creates your inner personality, and then the sun creates your outer personality, who you are to the rest of the world, right? And then your house meanings as well as your sign meanings underneath there, okay? And then you're going to have your ascendants and your chart ruler, which create your personality from your experiences. So the ascendants give the qualities as a result of life experiences. So what qualities have you gained because of your life experiences? The chart ruler is the planet that rules the ascendant itself. So whatever planet is ruling over the ascendants. So now let's watch this video. This creator seems to explain it very, very well. Her name is Tara from Earth, and she does a 2-part video explaining Gypsy Rose's birth chart. And I want you guys you're not fully going to understand it if you've never heard of a birth chart before, never seen one before.
Let's talk about Gypsy Rose's birth chart. So Gypsy has a Sun Chiron conjunction opposing Saturn retrograde in the 4th house. So this is centered around family dynamics and deep emotional healing. The Sun conjunct Chiron indicates a strong focus on personal wounds and healing, often making personal wounds the core of one's identity and success. Her Sun and Chiron are in the 10th house of career and success, reputation. So this conjunction really intertwines her past trauma, her family trauma, her ancestral trauma. This is a very hard aspect to have because it's really hard to separate yourself from your wounds, from your past, from your trauma. This will also present itself in the physical body, physical appearance. So not only was she physically distorted as a child from her mother, but we will continue to see her changing her appearance. This conjunction just illuminates and magnifies the family wounds, bringing them to the forefront of her consciousness. Saturn retrograde in the 4th house opposing this conjunction signifies the deeply ingrained family wounds and karmic lessons linked to home and her upbringing. There is a lot of tension between her desire to shine a light on her own wounds. She also feels the weight and the burden of these family responsibilities and her inherited patterns. So this can really have her feeling very vulnerable and exposed as her personal and family traumas are brought into the open, potentially exploiting these wounds. I will go more into her 4th house of major Capricorn, major restriction. Ultimately, her life path is about embracing vulnerabilities. She is a Sun Chiron Leo, so she really needs to come back into that heart-centered place. But right now, there is a lot of blockages. She's really having to learn how to be vulnerable again and how to just open that heart center. That's what Leo wants to do. Heart is very closed off, understandably, and unfortunately it's out there for the world to see. This is a part that she does like. Sun Leo in the 10th house wants to be kind of an influencer, wants to shine their light. Ultimately, she's just trying to find who she really is. I have so much more to say. I took so many notes, so stay tuned for part 2. This is part 2 of looking at Gypsy Rose's birth chart. So Gypsy's moon is in Aquarius in the 5th house. This signifies her deep need for emotional freedom, but also unconventional self-expression through creativity and playful avenues. So this would be her loving cosplay. This would be her role play. The moon also represents her mother, and it is squaring Pluto. This indicates a lot of tension and conflict. There's a lot of disruptive energy towards her emotions. It really shows that her mother was creating a lot of the tension and that she couldn't transform. She really wanted to transform, but she just couldn't on a deeper level. So this Pluto moon square can manifest as a struggle between her desire for deep emotional change and the need for independence and being her kind of authentic, quirky self. The Pluto moon square also shows the power dynamic between her and her mother was fighting to keep her a child, which is very moon in the 5th house. I feel like that it was the mother's intention. This actually shows a lot of the mother's wounds, the mother not being able to express herself. She is now putting that power and that control onto Gypsy. This aspect really shows up seeing Gypsy's transformation as she's becoming an adult. The square to Pluto shows how she could liberate herself by transforming her identity. And this was something that was very freeing for her. And of course, she did get a sense of power and fulfillment doing this because she knew she was rebelling against her mother. Moon in Aquarius loves to rebel against their mother at a young age. So a Pluto retrograde squaring the moon is a very deep subconscious rework. This part of her journey involves learning to integrate her intense emotional transformations with a liberated approach to creativity and joy. So she really needs to find that creative outlet. Unfortunately, a lot of this kind of chaotic Aquarian energy is going into her relationships and not into her own fulfilling creative expression. I think it is a little bit. I've seen some of her TikToks. She really needs to fuel a lot of these intense emotions into something productive and creative for herself. If Aquarius energy isn't constantly creating or innovating, they can get really rattled. That's going to reflect in their external world, in their relationships. Moon in a 5th house is somebody that does want a child. I do think it was a subconscious choice for her to bring a child into the world to help her transmute and transform a lot of these deeper, intense emotions that she had as a child. The child that Gypsy may have will be a catalyst to her own healing. I mean, most of our children are. I do see that this was a choice that she decided to make on a subconscious level. Next, I'm going to go into her multiple retrogrades in her 4th house, and we're going to talk a lot more about her childhood and the restriction. Stay tuned for part 3.
It's just to try to understand Gypsy Rose at every angle we can possibly work, towards. And then I found this video is kind of funny, called Tarot for Celebrities, even though, we use the term celebrity very loosely, I will say. She just puts the cards out and, just by looking at them, wow. Why did these cards come up? You know what I'm saying? But I want you guys to see it. It's too funny.
Celebrity tarot reading, Gypsy Rose. But first, the reason why I'm doing Gypsy Rose is because I had a dream about her the other night, and I had a dream that we were in the same place, and I plugged in my phone, and there was a bunch of phone chargers there, and I left, and I went to go check on my phone charge, and she had unplugged my phone charger, and I was like, why did you unplug my phone? And she was like, I didn't unplug your phone. And I was like, the fuck you did not, because her phone charger it replaced my phone charger, and I called her out on it. Anyways, it was just an interesting dream, so I'm like, I am going to do a celebrity tarot reading on Gypsy Rose. And I'm doing 2 decks for this bitch. And the second deck, just a 22 major. I don't even say anything about it. Just letting the pictures do the talking. Death, the devil, and the fool. Enough said. Enough said. She has no remorse. She has no remorse. And I want to speak to this. She's acting a fool about causing that death. She has no remorse. She has no soul. There's nothingness behind those eyes. She is here to get her bag. All she wants is to make a little money, honey. She does not care. Anybody that can do what she did is soulless. They have the devil hanging around them. They are a fool. She is a fool and she's the devil.
But anyway, so it's been in the cards since she was born that she was going to evolve into this evil critter, right? She's so fucking vile. She doesn't care. She doesn't realize she's even vile. She thinks that she's peachy keen, which most narcissists do. They think, well, there's nothing wrong with me. It's you. There had to be something in the cards, and I know that understanding astrology and the birth charts, like I said, is very confusing and difficult to understand fully, especially if you've never even seen it before. But for those of you that do get it, you know what we're talking about over here. And it's, like I said, been in the chart from the start. We gotta read people's birth charts when they're born. Then we're forewarned. But then I saw her in that wig at Jazz Fest, and I'm just like, oh my god, I gotta make a video. I mean, we're not gonna go into the birth chart thing and all that, too intensely. I just kind of wanted to get a general idea of what her birth chart was. And it was pretty much what I thought. Very much very diabolical, very interesting birth chart as well. Especially being that she's got that, what do they call it, where it's like it just keeps going round and round. Like her life is never going to give you a different fucking answer for anything. It's always going to be the same bullshit over and over and over again with her. I wanted you to watch this video here by Lauren Cherie on TikTok. I mean, everyone's been talking about Gypsy Rose's gross behavior at Jazz Fest. Then she talks about her mom's birthday, which she originally posted something in March, claiming I don't even know if she said anything about it, but she totally, mixed up her M months, which I totally think she did on purpose, like I said in my other video. But she spent her mother's birthday partying at Jazz Fest. Isn't that fucking special? Gypsy Rose, you are just such a vile, I mean, I know I keep using that word, but it's the only fucking word I can think of that just she's deranged.
Gypsy Rose addresses recent bizarre behavior at her mother's birthday. Gypsy Rose is at Jazz Fest with Ken, and for somebody that doesn't want people to know where she is because she's in fear of her safety, she sure is telling.
Yeah, come see us. Stand up quick. Yeah, come see us.
GRB originally said that she went in these wigs to disguise herself because she's so famous. But if you look in the background, not a single soul, nobody's bothering her. And this is how she addressed her mother's birthday. Dee Dee's 58th heavenly birthday was yesterday, while GRB was having the time of her life, staying out all night, wearing blue wigs, going to Jazz Fest in these costumes, which is reminiscent of her past characters, including the one that orchestrated her mother's deletion. I have other GRB messages. I will be posting those later today or tomorrow, so stay tuned for that.
Do you hear what I'm saying? I just can't. This is just... I never in a million fucking years thought we would have this issue. Never. Your mother's probably looking down on you, Gypsy, wanting to strike you with lightning. God's holding her back, saying, no, we're not going to do that. And then she's wearing a blue wig and hanging out with Bree and going to strip clubs. I know you're almost off parole, but you're not off parole yet. Not that your parole officer does a fucking thing about anything that you do. But she's hopping around at places that clearly sell alcohol. Now, I remember when my brother was on parole and he couldn't even be in the same motherfucking room as alcohol, let alone be hopping around at bars and going to strip clubs and shit like that, wearing disguises and acting a fucking fool. And who does that remind you of? Would you take out Ruby last night? Make it make sense. And then she also very quickly within a day got over bronchitis. Did you notice that? So she could go party for Jazz Fest. She didn't have she ain't got time for that bronchitis.
Did Gypsy Rose Blanchard just break her parole? She was spotted at a Scrip, B-A-R, on Bourbon Street. Somebody posted about it, including she was wearing a blue wig, and then this video was posted. And they look like they could have been partaking in some adult beverages. The Hannah Montana reference is because Gypsy has been spotted in disguises over the weekend. Allegedly, she's going incognito as to not be recognized because she's famous and she's on parole. She was also spotted at what looked like a BAR, but I guess it was Topgolf. I was told it was a bowling alley, but Topgolf. And I said, is that a potential violation? Probably not. Because, they have a restaurant, the main focus there is bowling. But yeah, I mean, a Scrip, B-A-R, you're probably not supposed to be in there on parole. Now, I've made several videos with potential parole violations, but she's never been in trouble other than a stern talking to by her interstate compact PO. Will they do anything? I don't think they will. They haven't done anything with anything else. And she's almost off. She's off parole next month. And they just cannot wait to say goodbye. But, she's over her bronchitis. She had 24-hour bronchitis, and she had Christy to take care of her daughter yesterday and today. So she got a 2-day break to recover and spend time with friends out on Bourbon Street, New Orleans. And we know nothing goes on there, guys.
She don't have time for it. You know what I'm saying? And also, I wanted to add in here really quick in this video. Watch this video by Lori, the Dream Expert. Now, I didn't think of it this way, honestly. But she brings up something very interesting. I actually, I didn't really put 2 and 2 together, but I was actually triggered by how she was acting towards Ryan, because my ex-husband is a huge narcissist. I was tortured with him in his narcissism. And so, yeah, now that I think about it, I was very triggered by what she did to him. Also being the fact that I'm myself on maintenance treatment. And I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't understand why you feel it necessary to fucking beat him down to the ground because he's in treatment. You need help.
Yes, I will do a video about this because as I predicted in my last video, Gypsy is engaging in a smear campaign, except it's against Ryan, not against Ken. Narcissists are so very, very predictable. This video might be all over the place because I'm having a lot of thoughts and feelings. And I'm just curious if any of you who've really been through it with a narcissist, are you also getting a sickening response or a trauma response from watching what she's doing to Ryan right now? Because I know I am. And if you are, I want you to know you're not crazy. You just have empathy. And you have a soul. We remember what it's like to be lied about, to be manipulated, to be used, to be psychologically harmed by someone we thought loved us, someone we thought we could trust. So I just want to remind you that even though the narcissist has put you through hell, you came out the other side with a superpower, the power to recognize a narcissist from a mile away. As for Ryan, I would tell him, do not engage. Do not communicate with her at all in any form or fashion. Do not text her. Do not email her. Do not take her calls. Do not communicate with her through a third party unless it is your attorney. Gypsy may think that she's one-upping him, but what she's really doing is exposing herself for the horrible monster we all know that she is. Let's not forget that Gypsy not only assassinated her mother, she also continues to assassinate her mother's character. We can keep speaking up about her, and we should, but trust me, she's going to do far more damage to her reputation and expose herself for who she truly is than any of us could ever dream of. So just sit back and enjoy.
I'm about to do a reading. Let's see. The spirit guides want to tell you, Gypsy Rose. Speak through me now, spirit guides, as we read this cards for Gypsy Rose Blanchard, the infamous mother killer bitch. We're going to do a 3-card draw reading. Let's see. And then, of course, top of the deck and bottom of the deck. So, Miss Gypsy Rose, we've got the Knight of Cups, which is an air card. And it is upright. So, it's saying that you feel like you've got your Prince Charming, right? Your Chad. You're feeling romantic and following your heart. And you're hoping that maybe in this near future that there's a proposal. Now, spirit guides, come on. Now we've got the moon reversed. You're feeling calm, but you're regaining your composure about some issues that went on. You're getting your clarity back. And maybe while you're getting your clarity back, after all of the chaos that just happened, maybe you should look for an apology within yourself to give your good old ex-husband that has only done good by you since you have gotten out of prison and did good for you while you were in there. So, I mean, come on. Maybe this conscious enlightenment will help you do that. I don't know. We'll see. Then we have the 9 of Wands, and the 9 of Wands is reversed, and you have a lack of confidence, but you don't want anybody to know because you have to be this fucking diabolical fucking bitch. But we see right through it. We know you're insecure somewhere in there, and you know what? You are making someone else out to be, or you yourself are feeling like you are a failure, which is exactly what you did to Ryan, making him feel like he is inadequate because he's on maintenance support. You are now discredited because of this, and we doubt you and what you have to tell us about things because it looks to me like you're just looking for drama. You're just looking to make people hurt in whatever fucking way possible and taking small things out of context. We're going to do top of the deck, which reads the 7 of Wands upright. So there's some kind of challenge and competition in your way. You feel diffused, like you need some kind of protection. But guess what, bitch? No one's coming to your aid except maybe a couple people. And they're just as dumb as you are. Bottom of the deck, we've got Ace of Pentacles upright. Manifesting abundance, new career, financial opportunity with this new career. Please, by all means, get the fuck off of the internet and find yourself a new career. Yes, we would love that. We would absolutely love that. Anyways, guys, thank you for coming and sitting with me and listening to my bullshit about this bitch and her bullshit. If you vibed through this whole video, please subscribe. Okay? And while you're at it, don't Don't leave the like button out. She's sensitive. She would like a push, okay? Softly. And then you might as well leave a comment and tell me about yourself. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? Who's your favorite singer? Who's your favorite YouTuber? You know, maybe it's me. I don't know. I hope. We'll see. I love hearing that, though, by the way. I just do. I really love hearing when people say that. It just warms my heart. My email is also in the description if you'd like to send me an email and chit chat. I love to talk to people, so sometimes I can't get in the comments. So shoot me an email if you'd like. Follow me on my other platforms. Instagram was in the description. TikTok, my Discord. Yeah. And then also my Amazon wish list is in the description if you feel like you want to buy me a present. I mean, I won't object. I like presents. So, whatever. Well, if you really, really vibe, you haven't become a member yet, what are you doing? It's $1.99. I know, sometimes that's a lot for someone. I understand. If you can't do it, I understand. You don't have to. Please, by all means, don't feel obligated. But if you decide you'd like to become a member, you get to see my videos a day early. And you get to see my videos not only a day early, motherfucker, but you get to see these motherfuckers without any ads. I don't monetize the video till the next day. That's awesome. And then member shout outs in the videos. Okay. We got a lot of new members this month. So, you know, I like calling you out, letting you know that I'm very grateful. You know, so here, let's pull out the member list. I called out a lot of you in the last video. And that's what I want to do pretty much every video. Like, as many as I can get out of my mouth before I gotta go. Son of a bitch, computer. Oh, baby girl. That's my name, I'm baby girl. Gypsy Rose. You've got issues all the way from the head to the toes. You smell like onions, but nobody tells you. They just don't even care. You always stink, you stupid, and you're ugly. I'm so sorry. What am I? I'm over here singing like I'm a 2-year-old. Anyways, I'm looking at my members. Here we are. Oh, wait. Where is my member list? Boom, boom. Where is my member list? Boom, boom. Beep, beep. Boom, boom, pop, pop, beep, beep, beep. Sorry. Where are they? Okay, here they are. Okay. Son of a bitch. Alright, there's Disco Jam. I think I called them up before. Shauna. There's... Hang on 1 second. Oh, I can't see him. There's Moxie, Doobs, MK Slay, Elizabeth, Shady Shell. We've got MMM. We've got Burley. We've got Jess. I mean, we are loaded full of members. And I love it. Pretty soon we'll be doing members only live streams. I'm just kind of waiting for us all to get on the same page so we know when we're going to do it. And whoever wants to be involved and whoever doesn't, you know what I'm saying? So there's that. But I'm so glad to have been able to sit with you today. And I'm so glad you took time out of your day, night, morning, whatever it is, to sit with baby Gail. I love you so much. Okay, I need to go to bed.